Have you been thinking about investing in cryptocurrency? I mean, you're hearing people talk about Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, and all these other different types of cryptocurrencies, but you just do not know what you should be investing in or even how to get started. Well, this video is for you if you're a beginner and you've been thinking about possibly earning or getting invested within cryptocurrency. And before I go into more of this video or more of what I'm going to be talking about today, I want to let you know I am not a financial advisor. I do not have a license to give any type of financial advice. And everything that I'm going to be sharing with you in this video is based off of my own personal research and my own opinion. So make sure you do your own due diligence before you start doing any type of investment in any type of item, and also make sure that you never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. So let's go ahead and get right into it. In 2011, I was in, I believe, the 11th grade. And actually, I was in the 10th going to the 11th. So basically, I did not know a lot about Bitcoin. And that's when Bitcoin was first coming around. And what I discovered is that if I knew about Bitcoin at that particular time, I probably would have invested in it and would have been better off these days. But when you do not know something, you cannot fault yourself because you were never taught about it. And the purpose of this video is to, one, document where I currently am. So when I see myself in the future, I can say, man, I documented that. And the next thing is to just share this information with you because many people are not aware of what's currently going on, especially within the cryptocurrency space. So once I started to understand about Bitcoin, I started to understand about cryptocurrencies and the mission and the problem that cryptocurrencies solve, I said, okay, I need to find a cryptocurrency that is going to allow for me not only to have gains, but also something that I believe in. So when it comes to cryptocurrencies are basically helping change the financial market. If you're not keeping up with the value of the dollar, every single day the value of the dollar is going down. And the reason why it's going down is because the United States government continues to print money. The other reason it continues to go down is because it is not backed by anything. You know, back in the 70s and 80s, I believe it was Ronald Reagan that actually took the dollar off of the gold, or that stopped backing the dollar with gold. And that's what caused the value of the dollar to start going down. And the US just continues to print more and more and more and more money every day. And the more money that they print, the less valuable money becomes. And that is also a part of the reason why when you start seeing things like purchasing power and you start seeing things like the interest rates or inflation, those are also drivers that is causing for the value of the dollar to go down. And it's not getting any better. And especially in this technology age, there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of changes that are coming away to, or coming about to be able to get rid of the dollar, or at least exchange it. So that is where cryptocurrency comes to. And if you want to know more information about cryptocurrencies, you can go to coinmarketcap.com. You can search cryptocurrencies, see what the top cryptocurrency is. And if you click on the cryptocurrency, then you will be able to go and do more research, and you'll have a white paper there. And these days, thankfully, we have ChatGPT, we have Claude and other AI platforms to where you can download that document and put it inside of one of those AI tools and just ask it like, hey, this is a PDF I'm uploading about Bitcoin or about XRP, Solana, whatever. Can you explain this to me on the level of a third grader? And just keep it simple. And then you can continue to ask it questions and make sure you put that research button on so it can get you the latest news. Now, as far as why XRP for me, one is because I miss Bitcoin, all right? I wasn't old enough and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on with the financial markets at that time. And Bitcoin is now $80,000, a little bit more than that, but people are saying it's going down. The markets go up, the markets go down. But that is the reason why I looked at XRP, because one, XRP is like $2 right now. And I started to think that if I'm going to make an investment in something, I wanted to, one, be able to have an opportunity for me to have a higher return, but then also I wanted to make sure that it was something that I can invest in over a long period of time and it was within my budget. So, of course, Bitcoin, many people are still purchasing Bitcoin and they're purchasing parts of Bitcoin because it's $80,000. But I said, look, if I'm able to actually get these tokens of XRP now while it's $2 and I can afford $2, then that's going to be really what is going to help me out in the long run. So that was really the first thing. I missed Bitcoin, didn't understand it, but now XRP is here. And the second thing, the second reason why is because as I started to do research on XRP, and I'll get this board right here. But as I started to do research on XRP, here is one of the things that I found. One of the things that I found is the mission for XRP, or the problem that XRP is solving is, which let me just change this because you probably can't see it. There we go. It's financial systems. All right. So what that means is right now, if you go look up XRP and you start doing your research, you will see that XRP is currently working on a plan of implementing their cryptocurrency into the financial systems. Now, why is that important? The reason that's important is because there are a lot of businesses and a lot of people that have their hand in these financial systems. So when it comes to financial systems, you have banks, you have businesses, and when you have banks and businesses, you also have consumers, and you're going to end up having a lot of transactions. And that's really the biggest thing. So right now, maybe you've heard of Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. What XRP is planning to do is planning to eventually replace those specific areas in a very secure way for businesses and banks and for consumers to have faster, more secure transactions. And the whole purpose with cryptocurrency is to be able to help transact or be able to do some type of data transfer or things like that in a secure way so that people's information can be protected. Now, when it comes to these financial systems, there are many banks right now, globally, it's not just in the US, but global banks that are thinking about, or not thinking, but working with XRP or with Ripple to be able to implement this into their system. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to, or the second reason why I decided to get into it. As I started thinking about it and started looking at the market on where it's going, and you can go look this up, you can see Wells Fargo and other different bank institutions that are going and purchasing large quantities of XRP. And one of the things that I've read before, and I've heard it a lot in rooms, is if you want to know what you need to invest in, if you want to know how you can make money, what you want to do is you want to start following the big money. Follow the big money. A lot of the information that I'm sharing with you is out on the internet, but because you have never thought about it, that is the reason why you don't know about it. But now that I'm telling you, so if you decide not to go do anything, that's on you. All I'm doing is just sharing what I'm doing, and hopefully you will say, hey, look, maybe I can sacrifice a meal every week and I can go put, some money towards cryptocurrency. For me, what I decided to do is, because many people think that you had to start with a lot of money, which is the third reason. So we have the second reason. This is number 2. I actually put this as number 1. So this is number 1. Number 2, I missed Bitcoin. And then number 3 is low cost. So it's low cost right now. So what I decided to do, because cryptocurrency is extremely volatile, and what volatile means is it moves fast and it moves a lot when it moves. Now, What I discovered is that instead of me trying to figure out, okay, it's going up, okay, it's going down, okay, it's going up, it's going down, what I decided to do is I use a trading strategy or an investment strategy that is called dollar cost averaging. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, Matthew, what is dollar cost averaging? I'm glad that you asked. So let's say that you are purchasing cryptocurrency. This also works with stocks as well. This also works with other things that you're investing in. But let's say that right now XRP is $2. Then let's say it goes up to 250. Then let's say it goes down to 190. Then let's say it goes to 205. And let's say that you purchase let's say you purchase 10 coins at $2. Then let's say that you go and you purchase, or let's say you put $10 over here. Then let's say you go and you put $10 over here. So every time you just put in $10 and you're staying consistent. But what ends up happening is, because this ends up being different amounts, it will affect how much you're able to purchase. But you purchased at $2, then you purchased at 250, then you purchased at 190, you purchased at 205. These have differences. So when you have a difference in price, but you're constantly putting that over there, eventually this is going to average out because of the fact that these are different prices. So yes, you may buy less at 250, but you're able to buy more at $2. You're able to buy more at 190, more at 205. So over a longer period of time, you are going to average this out, because yes, you may not be able to buy as much today as you would tomorrow, but because you're being consistent by just constantly buying, constantly purchasing, that is what's going to allow for you to have better results in the long term. Now, for me personally, I did some research. I looked at Bitcoin 2011, 2021, it's 2025 right now. And my investment strategy for XRP, or I'll say my investment, so my investment is, I'm planning to be in XRP for the next 10 years. So for the next 10 years, I'm going to consistently, and what I do is I only invest money that I can afford to lose. So I used to eat out a lot. I sacrificed eating out $20, $40 every single week to be able to invest and purchase cryptocurrency. I purchase it every day around the same time every week, which is Thursday, which today is Thursday. And what I do is I will put $20. But if I see something like this, instead of putting $20, I will put $40. And then I will put, maybe $25. So that is what I mean by dollar cost averaging, because once this goes up, let's say it goes up from 190 to $2, that's a 10% growth, but you purchase more, so now you're going to end up having a higher return on your money. And that's the reason why I decided to invest in cryptocurrency, or why I decided to invest in XRP specifically, is because many people are not paying attention that they are starting to really work with a lot of these financial institutions. And yes, they had a lawsuit that lasted for like a year or year and a half, but they finally got everything cleared up, and now they are moving fast into these contracts. I'm not sure where exactly or how far XRP is going to go. However, right now it is suggested or predicted that XRP will, in the next 10 years, hit $25,000 per coin. Now, you may be sitting there thinking like, Matthew, you're going to continue to buy XRP. Yes, I'm going to continue to buy XRP because it's $2. Like, it's $2 right now, and it's fluctuating between $2 and $20, $40. I can put that over there consistently. And basically what my goal is not to necessarily earn $25,000. I see that it's projected in the next 10 years to be at $25 per coin. So my goal is to, at a minimum, right now, my goal is to get to 500 coins. So once I get to 500 coins, if you do 500 coins times $25,000, that is going to give you, and I'll just erase this right here. And I actually hope that y'all can see this. But 500 coins times $25,000 is going to give you $12,500,000. And by that time, I'll be 40 years old. So what I was thinking was, okay, if I can get to 500 coins, just get to 500 coins, make sure I'm pacing myself, don't rush. I'm only putting money over there that I'm not going to miss, because I could lose all that money. However, if I'm putting it over there little by little, then I'm going to be able to possibly see a greater return. And the reason why I started doing this, and the reason why I really started to research how to do this, is because of a scripture. And it's in Proverbs, I believe it's chapter 13, verse 11, where it talks about little by little, you're able to gain. So if you're investing little by little over a longer period of time, because you have developed a habit of investing, now you're going to be able to see your growth. You're going to be able to see what's called compound interest. All right, because over a period of time, you consistently $20, $40, 20, 10, 15, whatever it is, now you are seeing a return on your investment, and you're able to basically live life. Like, I mean, $12 million. Literally $12 million, you be set for the rest of your life. And I'll just let y'all in on a secret, because you're watching this video, and if you stayed this long, congratulations to you. So here is what I'm planning to do. What I'm planning to do, if it does go to 25,000, what I'm planning to do is I'm going to possibly sell, I know it'll be at least 2, so I'll just say I'm going to sell 2 million to 5 million. All right. Now, the reason why I say I'm going to sell 2 million to 5 million is because, really, truth be told, it doesn't cost that much to live. And I believe that's where a lot of people mess up. Everyone thinks that they have to have $1 million a year to live off of, and you really don't. Like, yes, you can have your investments, you can increase your lifestyle, but you don't need $1 million to live off of. Even if you had a family of 4 people, 5 people, now if you get a little bit further than that, like, if you got 10, 12 people in your house, that's a little different story. You might need that $1 million. But if you have 4, maybe 5 people in your house, I would say $500,000 a year would be a decent amount to live off of. Depending on what state you're in. If you're in California, this is probably going to be $2 million for you to live off of. But if you're in a good state, Texas, Florida, Tennessee, something that doesn't have a super high cost of living, then you're going to be good. So what my plan is once I settle, I'm going to keep, a lot of that inside of my portfolio, but I will, let's just say 5 million. I'm going to sell and get $5 million worth, because this will do the math better. So what I'm going to do is I'll withdraw 3 million. All right, I withdraw 3 million, pay taxes on it. They haven't really determined if they're going to have the taxes on the crypto or not, but I'll pay taxes on it, and I'm going to leave, because I took that 3 million out, that means that I'm going to end up having 2 million left. So the 2 million left that I sold is going to stay inside of here, because I'm going to use this 2 million to continue to reinvest back into XRP. Now with this 3 million, let's say that I end up paying taxes on it, and let's say I end up with 2 million, or actually I'll just say 1.5. Let's be conservative. So I'll end up having 1.5 mil. Well, what I would do is live off of, the 500,000, have that set aside, and then I will use the other 1 mil, and I'm going to invest it. I'm going to put it to work. I may go and get some type of real estate or whatever other type of investment, and have that money working for me. And I even determined that, there are ways where you can use life insurance. There are certain type of life insurance policies, which I need to do more research on those. but there's certain type of life insurance policies that you can have. You put $1 million in there, and if you have that $1 million in there, you could potentially be earning $60,000 a year on your money, potentially. So that's basically what I'm thinking. You know, I'll cash out 5 million, leave the other in there, keep 2 million in there so I can continue to purchase. Take the 3 million, pay taxes, have 1.5, live off the 500,000, invest $1 million. You know, maybe that be some real estate, maybe it's buying more crypto, maybe it's, you know, doing some other type of business, whatever it is. I'll figure it out at that point. But for right now, this is my biggest goal, which is to get 500 coins, 500 tokens of XRP. And I believe right now, I think I'm sitting at maybe like 139 tokens. So over the next few years, I plan to have 500, and we'll see where it goes in the next 10 years. And then even once I do hit my 500 goal, I really would like to hit my 500 goal before it gets to $10, because that's really going to be key. And once I'm able to do that, then that's what's going to, you know, possibly be a retirement plan. But this is not the only thing that I'm working on. I mean, obviously you see me, I'm talking to you on YouTube right now. YouTube is another strategy where I'm talking about financial literacy, wealth creation, different things like that I'm learning about. And really, truth be told, like, investing is one of the things that you really have your money working for you. And, you know, that's basically why XRP. And this is what I'm thinking. Remember, do not invest any money that you cannot afford to lose. The second thing is, make sure you always do your own research. Also, this hasn't started to happen yet. However, I would never message you or DM you or do anything like that and asking you for cryptocurrency or money or anything. I'm investing myself. I don't need the funds. The whole purpose for this YouTube channel is to be able to share with you what I'm learning. You know, I went to school for engineering. I thought that was going to make me rich. And what I discovered is it wasn't going to make me rich, but what it would allow for me to do is have an opportunity to start becoming rich and building wealth. And that's basically what I'm doing, leveraging my job to be able to not only invest in myself by reading books, going to seminars, purchasing some courses, and, you know, learning about different things such as cryptocurrency, real estate, life insurance, and how the wealthy actually build wealth. But also it allows me to have peace of mind because I'm not working as hard as I used to work when I worked at Publix or when I worked at Waffle House or different places like that, making a little bit of money, barely making ends meet, but I'm making a lot more money and I keep my living expenses low and I'm increasing my money or having my money work for me by investing it. And that's really what the secret is. You want to keep your cost of living low, make sure that you are investing, make sure that you continue to increase your income, but keep your living expenses low as long as you possibly can, as you increase your income. One of the things that I messed up on is when I first got my engineering job, I was like, oh, I can go do this, do that. And I was spending all the money. Well, if I had started investing 5-6 years ago when I first started, or really 8 years ago when I graduated college, then I would have had even better of a time. But I didn't know what I didn't know, and I was just thinking about enjoying life at the time. So I hope that you're able to get some value from this. If so, make sure you leave this video a like and go ahead and subscribe to the page so that you can become more financially literate and ask any questions that you may have. Maybe you want me to talk more about a specific topic, or even maybe you want to join a live with me and just talk about money. Whatever the case is, thank you for tuning in. I hope you were able to get some value from this, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out for now.